Hi, everybody. I'm back. I don't know what happened before. It said I had a poor connection, but it also said I was on the Wi-Fi. So hopefully, I'm not gonna have any technical difficulties tonight. I don't know what's going on. We're already 10 minutes behind, guys. 9 minutes behind. Hello everyone. I don't know what happened the last time. It said that my connection was poor. So let me know if you guys can hear and see me. Howdy, Geek in the Kitchen. Howdy. Judy, hi. Retired with Dolls, hi. Hi, everybody. Waiting for Kara and Dee Dee to arrive. I was live a second ago. It said that I had poor connection, so we are back. Good. This is excellent day. Perfect. Judy, thank you. Dee Dee, where you at? Kara, where you at? Oh, there you are. Hey,
Hi,
what's
how are
up?
you doing?
I'm good. I made a drink and I was gonna come sit down to go do the podcast, and then I spilled the drink everywhere, so then I had to clean it up. And then I went live, and then it said that I had no connection. So then I had to go and end it and come back. So it's not my night. So we're 10 minutes behind so far. What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
The
yeah, I
Diva
was like, it
Speaks.
came in and it said video was paused. I was like, what? He just sent me the invitation.
I I know. I have no idea. I was like, what's going on? I'm on the Wi-Fi. I'm on it. Like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, tonight is 90 Day Fiance OG season is what we're talking about tonight. The third episode of the 10th
Hi.
episode. Hi.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm good.
Doing okay.
Oh, okay. I'm trying not to spill that. It's really hot and I don't want to burn myself. So I'm trying not to spill that. So I'm gonna get started. We're already 10 minutes late, right? Because I was supposed to be here at 10 and shit happened and I wasn't here. So
We're all here now.
I want to get started. This is the third episode. So unfortunately, we did not meet the guy whose mom lives in his closet yet, but it does look like we're meeting him next week. Am I right or am I wrong?
It looks like it.
Yeah. And then and it's different from the guy who is from overseas where she's going to get permission from his parents, right? That's a different guy.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
looks like we're meeting two people next week. So, and I don't know, they've been doing this lately where they'll give us like 3 episodes of the same people and then 3 episodes of new people, I guess, to keep us on the same page when there's so many different couples. So I guess that's where we're going. But tonight was a pretty good episode. I didn't get up to refill my drink or anything. There was a lot going on, so I was really excited about that. So I don't know where you guys want to start. Like, do you want to start with Black Ashley, or do you want to start with Rob and Sophie? Like, where do you guys want to start at? Because there was a lot going on in both directions, right?
I don't know. I have a lot on everybody. A lot.
Yeah, it was a shit show
Right?
tonight. So,
I know. Like, okay, so let's start out in California. Let's start in California, and let's kind of talk about Rob and Sophie, right? So we were watching Sophie getting ready in that bathroom, which was kind of scary, right? I was just like, she's like out in the elements getting ready. There was no proper lighting. We could see bugs flying around. I really did feel for her, because and I'm not saying that because I think she's high maintenance or she's bougie or, she expects a lot, because Rob tried to paint a picture of Sophie to us that she was this high maintenance, self-spoiled, self-centered girl. And I don't really feel that that's the case, because she said in this episode that she doesn't really just take money from her family. She does like to do things independently. I don't know how true that is, though, because she doesn't really work. Like, she's just an influencer. But she says that she doesn't like to just ask her parents for money for everything when she wants to do something, which I respect. I respect people who want to make things happen for themselves. They don't like to ask for help, so I respect that. But Rob made it seem like, oh, well, you think places with bathrooms indoors are bougie. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Rob, there is absolutely no bougie anything about a place that has a bathroom indoors. Like, California can get really, really hot. There's heat waves in California. So imagine trying to go out in the heat, in the elements, to use the bathroom. And then, did anybody else find it weird that he has a dog? Like, where does this
Yeah.
dog live in this tiny ass apartment?
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you can't even have like a dining room table because it takes up too much room, but you have room for a dog. What the hell is up with that?
Yeah. So she did say that she had a job as a waitress back home, and so
did she?
Yeah.
I missed that.
And so she was able to afford her cute little apartment and all that stuff. I really wanted to like this couple in the beginning, Now I like her, and I cannot freaking stand this asshole. He is a dick.
Elaborate. What did he do tonight that pissed you off?
All of his responses to her. He's so condescending when he talks to her. He's like her dad. He's like, we're not going to talk about this anymore. He's an ass. He's just an ass. He wasn't like pushing the issue. She's just mentioning how it would be nice to have a bathroom. I'm sorry, hang out with me all day where there's no bathroom. I'm going to mention it at least 10 times, how it would be nice to have a toilet.
I mean, I don't think she's asking for anything. Like, let's compare and contrast. Let's put Jasmine next to Sophie, right? Like, Jasmine wants the world. She got to the house and she's like, well, first of all, we need to tear the house down, level it, and rebuild it. It's disgusting. We need new furniture. We need a new bed. We need new light. She got there. She was just like, it would just be nice if I could piss inside, right? Like, I don't feel like she's being extra. I don't feel like she's being ridiculous. And it's like, what bothers me the most about Rob is that he's not bothered by his living situation. You know how people have like goals? Like, I get that you can't have the world, you can't have everything, but you do set goals, small goals, and you work towards it. And it's like, she wants to set a goal with him. Like, I want us to move into a nicer, bigger place with a bathroom inside. And I don't think there's anything wrong with couples setting goals together. But what bothered me was he tore her down. He's like, well, how much money do you got for it? How much are you going to put to it? And I'm like, slow your roll, brother. Like, she moved here to be with you. The least you could have done was house her in a place where she could pee inside. Yeah. Okay? Like, that's the least that she's not asking you for a 17-carat ring. Okay? She's not asking you for one of those $25,000 houses on the beach. She would just like to use the bathroom and do her makeup inside without bugs and shit in her face. That is not bougie. Okay? Like, I've met bougie people. Sophie isn't even close to being bougie.
No, nowhere near it. You want to see bougie people, you need to what's her name?
Darcy and Stacey.
Yeah, Darcy and Stacey. Yeah, my
That's
brain
bougie,
was
right?
for a second. That's bougie.
This whole situation. Okay, so let's talk about Rob and his cheating. So how do we feel about the fact, okay, so he was on Instagram, he answered a DM, and the girl was sending messages and videos, and they were sending stuff back and forth, and he got caught. He's downplaying it because he's like, oh, well, I didn't do anything because it was just virtually. But didn't they meet virtually? Like, didn't their relationship start virtually? So did she mean nothing because it was just on the phone? Like, he's downplaying it like, oh, well, I just sent the wrong girl a message. I answered the wrong message. No, you sent her improper photos and videos or whatever. You did what you did. Right. I think that you should just own up to it. But he's like, well, when are you going to let it go? When are you going to get over it? And I'm like, she doesn't have to get over it. Yeah. Right? Like, she doesn't have to get over it. People don't have to forgive you. I think people are really set on thinking that forgiveness is deserved and entitled. People can take shit to the grave, okay? They don't have to say that I forgive you and what you did was okay. She can literally take that for the rest of her life and be pissed off, and that's her right, because you never should have done it. Yeah. And it's like, don't try to downplay like, oh, well, I answered the wrong message at the wrong time. No, you shouldn't have been messaging anybody whatsoever, and it just so happened that this girl knew who Sophie was and she exposed you. Don't try to make it her fault, or don't try to make it coincidental that you were doing, because if you were messaging her, you were messaging other people, right? Like, this isn't just a one-person thing. That's other people.
He's an asshole. I can't stand him. I don't think he's gonna grow on me, even in the slightest, through this episode. Like, I cannot stand.
I don't like him. I didn't like him whenever he first come on, and I don't know. There's something that ain't right about her. I don't know. I'm not liking her right now. Yeah. I mean, other than she's keeping the secret that she's bisexual, which, you know, she can't be too mad at him because she's keeping a huge secret. I mean, you're wanting to marry this man. You're wanting to go into this relationship, but that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. But she's attracted to other women. She's never acted on it. And she hasn't stepped outside of their relationship.
No, she said.
Well,
right, yeah. This is also people say, because let's talk about her being on Bumble. Apparently, I don't know shit about apps, right? But apparently there's like a version of Bumble that's just like a part of the app where it's for friends.
Here, let me Google that.
Okay. Because this is
no idea. I've never been on an app to find nobody, so I don't know.
Twitter attacked me because I was like, oh, if you're on Bumble, you're looking for a date or you're looking for a booty call. People on Twitter came for me. They were like, look, you don't know what you're talking about. there is a version of the app where you're just looking for friends. How do we feel about if you're in a relationship and you're on an app, even if it's just to look for friends? How do we feel about that?
Well, this says you swipe through profiles, and when two people swipe right on each other, you can start chatting. Either person can send the first message on Bumble for friends. But just remember, this app is for finding platonic friendships only. For romantic or networking connections, download Bumble and use date or biz modes. So there is a Bumble for friends.
That's what people attacked me on Twitter because I said it, and then they were like, "Look, you do not know what you're talking about." But how do we feel about that? If she's traveling a lot and she's looking to meet new friends in all of these different places, because in my opinion, I'm just gonna be real. I don't know if everybody is the same way. This sounds like a vacation booty call. Because if I'm on a vacation in another country, what are the odds that I'm gonna like be back to hang out with these friends again? You know?
I don't know. It's hard to say. She's very young. She's 23. If she's traveling alone, she might feel safer to, chat with somebody online and get to know them, a female or a male for that matter, and have a safe, a person she feels safe with. I can't say safe because it's the internet.
Yeah,
but
no.
but once you've talked to somebody for a long time on the internet, if you've done like FaceTime calls and whatnot, maybe that's a safe person to go have lunch with or to meet up with. I don't see anything terribly wrong with it, especially now that I know that there is a Bumble for friends, which I didn't realize before.
Same.
I don't know.
I don't know, because I've heard nothing but negative stuff about Bumble and about like all these other ones. I don't know.
I will say this: Tinder is the one known for booty calls.
Yeah.
Tinder. So when I've heard, like, I have a friend who met her husband on Bumble and they're married, they have a child, they're really happy, and she swears by Bumble that it's a good quality app. And one of the things that she said about Bumble is you have to pay to be on it. So if there's like F-boys on there, F-boys aren't paying to get booty calls. It's free, so they go on Tinder. So I don't want to knock it because I'm not on it, never been on it or whatever. But how do you feel about him deflecting his actions with her action? She's like, he's like, well, my friend saw you on this app and we were supposed to be together. So yeah, I was cheating on you, but you were also being shady too. Like, I didn't like the deflection.
That's all he's done this whole time is deflect. He's so negative towards her. She's trying to make the best of the shittiest situation, literally. And every time this girl opens her mouth, he's got something negative to say. And I don't like the fact that she was jet lagged, she was tired, she just wanted to relax, and he nagged and nagged and nagged for sex until it happened. Like, this guy is
like he was entitled to it. Like a 24-hour travel journey or whatever, and then she came home to a outdoor shower. Okay, not indoor, outdoor. Who the hell else uses it? Who cleans it? Probably nobody. And then he wants her to lay up and let him have sex with her, and it's like, chill the hell out. Yeah. You're lucky that this woman is even in, right? Like, you lucky this woman is even in your house. Yeah. Let her sleep. It's been literally 24 hours of journeys and connecting flights, and it's like the most unsexy I ever feel is after traveling. Absolutely. Because have you ever felt like on an airplane, the air that they're blowing on you makes you feel sticky? Yeah. Like, I feel like when I get off the airplane, I feel extra sweaty and extra gross every time. Yeah. So like, I felt for her in that moment. She's like, I just wanted to go to sleep. And I'm like, and he should have let you. He honestly should have let you. Yeah, and then, she's tired, she's exhausted. She can't even come home and take a nice hot shower, a nice relaxing shower. None of that. She's got to go in the outhouse with the flies and hope for the best. Like, this guy, I don't know. He's not going to grow on. No.
I already formed my opinion.
I don't like him. I didn't like him whenever they first come on. I don't like him, but there's something about her. I don't know what it is yet, but there's something about her. The math ain't mathing.
It's the wigs. I feel
the wigs. Yeah, the wigs are very off-putting. Like, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of women who were really good, but I have one friend. She spends like hundreds and thousands on her wig. I would put money on it that they're not wig. Like, they're so good. She gets her shit from Party City, right? Has to be Party City, right? There's no way that she
can tell that. That's like a Dollar General wig that she got on.
Yep.
It's never straight. it always looks like the wind
You can
blew it out
see
of her.
her
Like,
hair under the wig.
yeah,
Like, seriously.
I don't
Yeah.
know what the issue is because they sell really good ones. I told you I have friends. They wear them. They look beautiful. I'd have to pull on it. Honestly, if I wanted to know if it was real, there's no freaking way for me to know, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I know it's a struggle to find the right wig. I've heard women tell me they're like, this is not just like finding your best shirt or your best pair of jeans. It takes time. But damn, you on TV.
Yep.
You looking a hot ass mess on TV. Like, you got to find the right one. Go find a stylist. Go find you somebody who can help you because she's looking crazy.
Yeah.
And Didi,
Yeah.
it's interesting that you said that because I know when we first met them, I had a weird feeling about her. Because I was like, why is she, this pretty girl who says she has all this money, her family's doing well, we saw her apartment, it was nice. Like, why is she coming up, hey, Jamie, why is she
Hi,
coming
Jamie.
over here to settle for this guy, right? And it's like, no, nothing negative towards Rob, but like, she's settling. She could do better.
Yep.
Like, period, in the discussion, she could do better. Why is she so set on that? Oh, and somebody said, let's talk about the dance. I was like, yeah, so the dance, the proposal, all of it was so dollar store. And I feel like she might not be Disney princess, okay? But she's much higher than dollar store.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'll give her that.
I don't
But
know. That wig is saying that wig is screaming Dollar General.
Yeah. I said it last week, and I'm standing by it. She's been here before. She wanted the ticket to LA. She's going to marry him, and then she's out.
You did say that because you said that comment she made to her mom where she was like, Mom, don't say nothing negative to him yet until we get married.
Yep.
Then you can say whatever you want. Because if he gets pissed off and he decides, because unfortunately, he's in control. If he decides on the 87th day or whatever that she pissed him off, he can send her back.
Yeah.
Then her plan doesn't work because she was like, don't say anything to him about the house or the apartment, nothing. Let him marry me first. And when you called it first, you were like, that's a really weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, as though you need this to take place before you can even voice your opinion. That's a weird thing to say. That's definitely, I'm green carding you, right? Like, I'm definitely green carding you. And it's funny because I didn't realize that when you were coming from the UK, because we have like really friendly borders. Like, if I wanted to go to the UK, I could just grab my passport and go. Like, I did not realize that you had to go through the same process. Like, if you were coming from Africa, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is going to end bad. She's going to, I mean, it's going to end well for her.
That's probably
She's
why they're bringing on new couples already, because somebody fixing to call it quits.
Yeah, she'll probably, well, maybe they have to get married first. Once you get married, then the visa's activated, and then you can, like, honestly, within like 20, 21 days, you can leave that person, and you're good to go. So you don't really have to worry about that. I think the issue is she has to marry him first, and then we're going to really see what her true colors are.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is a compromise on both sides. I said that from the beginning, because I was like, even if she just wants a green card, I kind of feel like she earned it. Using the bathroom outside is asking a lot, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that's asking a lot. Like, let's say...
I'm not flying around the freaking world to come and sleep in somebody's basement and use an outhouse. That shit's not
right. That's not a vacation. That's not a life. And I feel like the compromise that she put in, she might have earned her green card.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like the fact that she's even tolerating this man after he cheated on her even, like, she might have earned it. Like, I feel like when you put in the work for your green card, that's yours. Nobody can take it from you. Right? Nobody can say, but you earned it. You paid your dues, right? Like, you put in the work. That's your green card. You get over here and you get the life, right? Yep. You get that life. That is your life. You put up with a lot of shit to get here. Nobody can take that from you.
Yep. And when he said something about his dog licking his feet because he knows it has allergies, that warrants a vet visit. Like, just because you think your dog has allergies, if your dog's licking his paws, get that dog to the vet ASAP.
Yeah, I heard that too. But can he afford the vet?
Obviously not. He can't even afford a dining room table.
Well, he said he had one, but it took up too much space.
Supposedly.
He needed room for his gaming system.
Yeah.
Because apparently he's got time to game, right? Like, you don't got time to do much, but you got time to game. And it's like, if you got time to game, you got time to get a toilet inside. Yeah. Right? Like, you got time to get a toilet inside. And you're right. I'm bougie. We're bougie. Me, Cara, and Didi are bougie because we would like to use the bathroom indoors. I guess that we are some bougie people.
3 toilets. I am so bougie.
Right? I have 4. Okay, look at me. I'm a Kardashian. I'm a Kardashian. There's 4 toilets in my house. I guess I am a Kardashian. I am living beyond my means. I am ridiculous. You just can't talk to me. I'm so bougie.
Yep, me too. I got 3 in my house too, so you ain't telling me nothing.
All right, so Ashley took Manuel. Wait, I have to call her Black Ashley. Black Ashley took Manuel to meet her mom, which I actually liked her mom because her mom could smell a rat right away. She was like, oh, so you all the way in America and your mom doesn't know you're here. So that's concerning, right? And we were saying that the whole time because I told y'all, if I moved to another country and didn't tell my mom, you know, then that would be the end of me. Once she got approved to come over there, she would come over there in my life, right? That would just be the end of me. My mom would destroy me. Like, she would literally end me. There's no chance I would even consider moving to another country without telling her. First of all, I'm scared of her. Second of all, if they would approve the passport or visa for her to come get me, that's the end of me. That's like Angela, I'm Michael's car, and it's my mom is Angela. I'm destroyed. Like, I wouldn't. So the fact that he did that really makes me distrust him a lot. Yeah. Because I'm like, what are you hiding? Because your mom, first of all, he's the first son of hers, which means a hell of a lot in most countries. You're the first son. That's your favorite. Yeah. Like, that's the mom's biggest, proudest child. So you're not going to actually tell her what you're doing. And then we find out later, he has family in New York that Ashley didn't know about. So, you know, this sounds really familiar. I think we linked the two together. Louise from Molly and Louise, and then Manuel from Black Ashley and Manuel. What is he doing? Is he just getting over here to hook up with his family? Does he already have a girlfriend over that he's interested in? Like, there's so many questions that I'm trying to figure out now. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think he has somebody else, but I do think that he's using her, or he used her to get over here because he kept saying it over and over again, especially tonight a couple of times, that by him coming to the U.S., that he can take care of his family more or better.
Yeah. So, oh, what's up with the 2 teenage children that we're just hearing about? Right?
Yeah.
Who drops bombs like that? No, she's like, oh, he got 2 teenage kids. Or do they know I'm going to be sent there? I'm thinking if grandma didn't know, I'm going to go ahead and say that the kids don't know. So wait, do the kids even know?
What kind of a freaking dad are you anyway? If you can just up and leave, not only do you not say goodbye to your mother, but you didn't even say goodbye to your children. Like, this guy, he's a pile of shit.
I'm assuming he didn't tell them, but I mean, if you didn't tell your mom, because if you told your kids, they would probably tell your mom. Like, because that's usually how
he didn't say anything to his children. He said he did not tell them because they're so used to him leaving 2 and 3 months at a time.
Yep. Oh, so he definitely didn't tell them. Yep. So nobody knows.
Say anything.
So wait, so now I have another question though. Do you think mom knows that he's marrying her?
No.
No.
Because she knows she exists, right? She knows she exists.
Well,
she's been over there.
Before, she knows now.
Yeah.
Well, because she's been over there. I assume that she has to know she exists. And I don't know, maybe Manuel downplayed it. You know, maybe he was just like, oh, this is just this American girl that I'm talking to. Like, I don't know. I have a lot of questions. He seems really sneaky and shady. Yeah. So I just don't know. And
I don't like either one of them.
10 years on and off. And not knowing one word of English is really weird when your main goal is to get over here. Because I know a lot of people from other countries, when their main goal is to get over here, they are speaking English fluently before they get here. Okay? Like before they get here. Jasmine, say what you want. She's been speaking English way, like her goal was to get here and nobody was going to stop her from that. And lots of different people. Look at Armando. Armando doesn't even want to get here and he's been speaking English his whole life. Right? Like, I just feel like there's not...
woman... Here we are again with another woman that speaks Spanish, but when it's like they start a sentence and then they get tired of speaking Spanish, so they just go to English.
Yeah. And she said
that's not how that works.
She was like, I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah.
And she'll just give up. And it's like, well, you have to communicate because without communication, y'all are just 2 strangers living together. Like, you have to communicate. That's why I think it's weird that he didn't try, because it's been like 10 years on and off and you've been dealing with this woman, you know, for the most part of those 10 years. It would be so much easier to be able to communicate with each other without a translator or without her trying to understand what you're saying, because it's a second language for her. Because when you speak in another language, you have to hear what they say, then process it in English, and process, like, there's a whole process.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine
Tell me
how.
something about Hispanics. I can't speak for other cultures, but Hispanics, they can speak English like I do and swear up
Right.
and down they don't even know English.
That is
What?
that is
Are
They
you
do
serious?
it all the time. All the time. I don't know about other cultures.
Yep.
I can only speak on what I know as facts. But Hispanics, they will do that. They will swear up and down they don't know, they don't speak it, they can't read it, they don't understand it, and the whole time they understand exactly everything you're saying.
I've never been to Mexico, but I did work in 2 different authentic Mexican restaurants where the entire staff, except for me and one other girl, were not Hispanic, and they knew everything we were saying, but didn't speak a lick of English.
What? That's
Yep.
wild to me.
Yep.
That's wild. So he probably can speak English.
Oh,
Yeah, and understand it. Yeah.
That's wild. I don't know. It just seems, but you know what? We've had this conversation about Johan too, because y'all are convinced that Johan can understand and speak more English than he leads on as well. We've had this conversation before.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Because-
strongly believe that Manuel can speak it and understand it.
Yep.
Because there's no way possible he's been with an American for 10 years, supposedly, and not speak or understand English at all.
Right. You would know something.
Yeah.
You would know
You know
something.
at least the basics.
Right.
At least the basics. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I get real strong Louise vibes from him. And I know we're early on. We're only 3 episodes in. But I just feel like he has such an agenda. I don't know. It might just be his face. You know, maybe he just has an untrustworthy face. I don't know. But I just get a weird vibe from him. And I also feel like Ashley's not all that either, though. Like, she's not all that. She lured him over there and didn't tell him that she was a witch.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like she's not all that either. I feel like
She is not a witch.
Well,
She is not a witch.
Well,
Y'all want to see a witch? Come to Georgia. I'll take y'all to see a witch.
I don't need to see Angela. Thank you, though.
she's a witch.
No,
as
I'm
to,
talking a legit witch that will mess your world up.
okay,
Come on.
so Black Ashley is a witch as to Kimberly is to clairvoyant.
Yeah.
Did I get it right? Okay,
Yep.
I got it right. Yeah. So yeah, that's they think they are.
Yep.
So they decided, like, I think, like, I identify as a millionaire, but I'm not a millionaire. I identify as a millionaire, so I think I am. So I
too.
So
I'm that
adopted
bougie.
that.
I swear up and down, I'm a millionaire.
Just look
Right, I identify as a millionaire. Right, I do. That's just how I identify.
Look at my 3 toilets. You'll see how much of a
3. You can use the bathroom in 3 different places in my home. Okay.
I can
No,
start
4.
at
No,
one end of my
4.
house. I can start at one end of my house and use the bathroom 3 times before I hit the kitchen.
See, we are living the lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
this is ridiculous.
You
Can you
can't tell
imagine
us
if
nothing.
Sophie? Imagine if Sophie came to our house.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God, culture
Whoa.
shock. All right, so let's go to Gino and Jasmine, because I want to save Nikki Exotica for the end, because I have a lot of notes and I have like a lot of like theories. So let's go to Gino and Jasmine. There's nothing new with them. It's the same old shit, right? Jasmine's spending all his money. Gino is going to be broke in a few years. So like, yeah, so let's talk about that. So the biggest thing tonight that I noticed was not the biggest thing. One of the things that I noticed was Jasmine's reaction to Gino telling her that he no longer had a job.
Yeah.
And I was like, her reaction, at first I was like, well, that's a good reaction because she's over here to be fully dependent on him. But I was like, her reaction was really negative. And I was like, when I looked at it from like the outside, it looked as though she was okay with coming over here to be with him as long as he was going to give her a certain type of life. Like, if it was just, hey, do you want to come over here and be with me and we can struggle together or we can just be in love, I feel like she never would have got on the plane. Because she was like, well, I came here because you promised me a life. And she was like, and now that I know that I can't have that life, and now that I know that we're broke, this is what she said, now that I know that we're broke, she's like, I don't really know if this is going to work. And that was a huge red flag to me, because there are times in relationships and marriages, you know, anybody who's been married will tell you, there are times when y'all are doing really well. There are times when you're broke. There might be a time when the IRS sends you a letter and y'all owe them $10,000. You know, you're going to go through some shit, right? If you're going to be in a relationship throughout from the beginning to life end or whatever, to the divorce, whatever, you're going to go through some shit. And I feel like Jasmine's not in it for the long haul. She's in it as long as she can get butt implants, as long as she can get tits, as long as she can go shopping. Like, she's in it for that. And I saw that reaction because he was like, well, I quit my job and I thought you would be happy, you know, that I could spend time with you. And she's looking like, I don't want to spend time with you. I want to spend your money. And now you don't have that. Like, she was really angry.
Yeah. Okay. The couple of things that stuck out with me with them. Number one, she said, I'm supposed to be able to bring my kids over here.
Yeah.
And my sister Liz too. First of all, if that's your sister, your mama's not just going to be like, yeah, go live with your sister. I wish you the best. So
wait, can I ask a question real quick? If she's bringing her kids over here, that's an easier process than her sister, right? Because when you're the mother, that process, wouldn't it be even harder to get her sister here? Because that's an unconcerned party, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to ask.
Yeah, so I mean, it just more or less solidified our theory. You know,
that's her daughter.
Yeah,
that's her daughter.
It's her daughter. I don't think that because I've never heard of her talk about two sons and a daughter up until right before she came over here.
Whenever
then she said that she had two sons. It's always been a son and a daughter.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear my theory?
Yes.
I think that girl belongs to her and Dane.
Ooh.
That's my theory. I'm just saying, that's my theory. I think that girl belongs to her and Dane.
That's very
possible. That's probably why she can't let Dane go.
She can't let him go, right? That because I was like, why is he so constant in her life? That's really odd to me.
Why is he paying for your ass implants?
Oh, don't
you already rocked.
I'm ready for that to come out. I am so ready for that to come out.
Don't think that he didn't test out that new vajayjay before she left Panama. Because she's like, oh, this is my first time using this with Gino. And I'm like, don't lie. We know the first person who tested that out and it was not Gino.
Hold up. Back up. She's lying.
100%.
Because remember whenever she said that he was finally able to like finish with her?
Yes.
She was in Panama, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That was after the surgery, right? Yep. So why is she saying now that they were never able to have sex because she was too tight?
Because she couldn't remember which show she just filmed.
Well, yeah, she did say that. Or maybe that was, or maybe she did finish with Dane and she was getting the guys confused. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, but let's just be honest. If you're my ex and you want a new butt, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be way more to this story. Because if it's not for me, wait, $1,000 per cheek. Oh my God, Prince, that's funny. Oh, so wait, I think Gino paid $5,000. Jasmine paid $3,000 and Dane paid $2,000, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so can you imagine splitting your fiance's butt implants with her ex?
No.
Can you imagine? No. Like, what is happening right now? What world is this?
Also, they just had this amazing night of sex, right? This amazing night of sex with the butt plug and all this shit. But they go to the spa and all of a sudden it hurts. You think he didn't see your ass cheeks and the scars during that sex? I call bullshit. 100%.
But okay, why were they using them, what do you call them things, like the butt plugs or something? Why were they using it in her vagina?
I can answer that. Yeah. Because when she had look at me, Christian me. Okay, I can answer that. Because when she had the tightening surgery, it was so tight, like they tightened it. You know, if you pay the doctor a little extra, he can make it extra tight. I think she got it extra tight.
But
I think
she's already had sex.
But I don't think that it's like super loose after one time, right?
Well, no, but you don't need to be loose up.
It's only been one time. You know, did she be banging on Dane?
So she got it rejuvenated to be a virgin again, right?
Yeah.
Well, from a woman, when you lose your virginity, You don't have to keep losing it.
Well, no.
It's like,
That's one
once
time.
it's gone, that shit's gone.
Yeah, Judy, I think, right, this is right. Judy said it's a dilator. Okay, so I used to watch this one show called True Life back in the day on MTV, and they were following trans people who were going from male to female, and I learned, and actually I saw it on the real world too. This dilator, like when you go from male to female, your new the JJ or whatever, you have to put this thing in it,
Right.
and like for hours and hours to shape it. And I
Right.
think it's kind of along the lines of that. She needed to make it custom to something going in. I think that's what was going on.
So, Judy, they had butt plugs on last season when they had all this wonderful sex. It was the end of last season.
Four sizes.
Yeah.
And they were teal blue.
Yeah.
And her
My
vagina,
favorite color, and now I
her
have to read.
vagina plugs were teal blue as well.
Also, something she said after all of this about the butt plugs came out, she says, I'm not a selfish person. I did it for him because I want him to think I'm sexy. That's not doing it for him. That's doing it for you. I want him to think I'm sexy. She's so full of shit.
I agree with you. I don't know.
And she's done had sex since they don't tell how many times with Dane. Maybe not with Gino. We do know that she had sex at least one time after the surgery because she was ranting and raving how finally he was able to finish.
When she peed on him.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. That was
She gave him the golden shower.
Yes, you're right.
But now she's saying that she hasn't had sex with anybody since she had the surgery. That's a lie.
Also, another thing she said was, we were doing fine when you were sending money.
True. That's true.
So now we're not doing fine because I'm here and you're broke.
She didn't have to give up her wig. She didn't have to give up her nails. She didn't have to give up all of that.
Also, for crying out loud, cut them bangs. Why are they in your eye? They're blinking with you. Your bangs should not blink with you. So you got to look like this to everybody. Well, no.
I'm going to say I'm not a fan of her new look. Not a fan. Like, she did, the long hair I liked a lot better. I don't want to tell any woman how to be, but I did like the way she looked with the long hair. Very exotic, very beautiful. I'm not a fan. And it could be those bangs, right? Because they were like that.
Middle of her
right here.
Yeah. I was like, that's a bit much.
And just straightened down into her
face.
Like,
I wasn't a fan.
No. There's so much about her. Also, did anybody notice how she put the diaper on the dog?
Yes.
The diaper doesn't go around the middle of the belly. Literally,
I don't know.
Nothing on the dog. The butt wasn't covered. His dangly wasn't covered. None of it was covered. You just wrapped it around the belly and called it a diaper.
Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, what was it going to do?
Not a damn thing.
I don't understand it. I don't know. I just think, so for a man who has $1.7 million, every time they show the interior of Gino's house, I'm just dumbfounded, right? Like, there isn't anything in his house that looks like he purchased new. It looks like all like from like swap meets or like side of the road.
Spend money on his house because he was too busy spending money on foreign women on dating apps.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
A sugar daddy, so
that's wild to me because but
everything about them kissing makes me sick. Like, they're the most awkward kissers. I mean, there's been some nasty people on there, but them kissing is just horrifying.
I'm traumatized. I don't even want to kiss nobody anymore.
I know.
It's more so
almost being intimate too, like ew.
It's more so the sound.
If I look like that and I came walking out in a nurse's costume and blah blah blah, and I heard, "Oh baby, you're so sexy," that would do it for me. I'm done. I'm out.
I think it's the sound for me. The like sound of it just makes me ill. Like, I'm not like, I don't know. I think that they focus too much on the intimate part for the show. Like they don't know when to remove the cameras and go to the next scene. It's like they want to make you feel uncomfortable because they stay 30 seconds too long. Whenever anyone is doing something, they stay like 30 seconds too long, and you're like, okay, cut to the next scene. This is getting awkward.
Yep.
This isn't that type of show, you know. And it's also I don't want to watch these people do that.
Also,
that's also the issue.
Why did we get a full shot of her vajayjay? I mean,
did.
We had to blur it out, but that whole thing was on display.
We did, and I'm wondering if the cameraman is just a guy. Because I was like, of all the ways he could have panned out of the scene, he was panning away. He panned right into her crotch.
Absolutely.
And I was like, you could have panned out at the ceiling. You could have panned out at their feet. Like anything, but you just pan out through her crotch, right? Like, this is what we're doing now. This is like the Cinemax version of what we're doing now. I was like, this isn't prime time anymore. This is Cinemax.
It was horrible.
Yeah, this is not family TV. TLC is no longer family TV.
Nope.
No, they are moving so far away from what it used to be. And it's like, I don't mind some stuff, right? But it's funny because then they won't even let them cuss, but they'll pan into her vajayjay, right? Like, it's like they bleep out every cuss word, but we get to look straight into her crotch. Like, what is happening?
TLC used to be the learning channel. It is now the lost cause.
Yeah. That's what it is. So I want to talk about Nikki and Justin, Igor. So Nikki arrived in Moldova to see her fiance, I guess is what we're doing. Okay, her fiance Justin. And we got some info from Nikki's friend. Nikki ain't tell us nothing. But we got some information from Nikki's friend that Nikki is sending Justin an allowance. Okay, like we don't know how much, but she said it's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
So Justin don't work. I mean, he says he's a personal trainer. He drives a BMW, which I'm assuming Nikki bought. Okay, so he's also had a whole bunch of surgery.
Yeah.
So is anybody else surprised by that? Because I didn't realize that men were like going crazy with the surgery too. Like, was anybody else?
He had butt surgery. There ain't no way that man got a butt looking like that without having some kind of surgery.
Yep.
Did you notice that I had that feeling because they focused on his butt too much?
Yep.
Because I was like, I feel like whoever the cameraman is, it's like a horny teenage girl. Because like every time that they were filming him and Nikki, it was just zoomed in on his butt the whole time. Yep. So I was like, why are we doing this? Like, why can't we see their face or anything else? Like the whole time.
I know Jasmine how a real butt implant works.
So wait, do we think that it's fake? His is fake?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it is. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I know what a BBL looks like on a woman because it's usually it's disproportionate with the rest of her body.
But he doesn't have a lift. He's got implants. It's perfectly round. It's peachy. It's all that. Jasmine's is like tissue paper stuffed in a bag.
Yeah, Jasmine's is up too far. And that's the first thing I noticed was it was up too far.
It's like
Jasmine
in the middle. It's disgusting.
Jasmine, I don't know who did that to Jasmine, but they need.
One thing I learned from Darcy and Stacey is they said that it takes like a few months for it to set in. So I was like, maybe she just recently got it and it's swollen and it's not gonna look like a lopsided wrecked vehicle. So I was like, I don't know if this is like too soon for us to see the real shape. Because I remember when Darcy and Stacey got their one surgery on their face, they had started filming their show right after, and they were like, don't judge our faces yet because it takes like a few months for it to set in or whatever. And I was like, well, maybe, hopefully, you know, her ass is just not set in yet, right?
How many years do we have to wait for Darcy and Stacey?
That's mean, but but it set in. I don't know if you watched the beginning of season 3. It was strange, you know, but it turned into what it turned into now. I'll leave it at that. It turned into what it turned into now.
You don't know if it's real or fake because all the filters they be using. They don't show their true selves.
Yeah.
Everything is filtered with them.
If you're gonna have surgery to look like a filter, you don't need to use a filter. Okay, we're getting off subject. So can you tell by looking at Justin's face that it's had work on it? Because I didn't know until they said it.
I couldn't.
Yes.
I couldn't. So what looks like, Dee, what looks like it had work?
You can tell his whole face. I mean, it's just if you take look at the pictures that whenever they first started dating and then you compare them, you can tell that boy's had something, maybe not the whole thing, but he's had something done to that face.
Well, the
Especially
friend
his nose.
said,
His nose is
nose,
totally different.
the friend said nose, teeth, cheeks, hair, eyes, and eyebrows.
What can you have done to your eyes?
Well, Jasmine had surgery on her eyes. It's I don't remember the word, it starts with a B. And it's like, see, I have hooded eyelids. So when I wear eyeshadow, you can't see when I'm looking straight at you. You can't see my eyelids. And that was how Jasmine was. So she had hers lifted. So now that's why it looks like her eyes are 4 inches long.
Oh man, I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It caught me off guard because I was like, he's had all these surgeries and I didn't realize that he did. Okay, so I said on Twitter, I was like, it makes sense though, because Elizabeth went all the way to Moldova and all she got was Andre. And then Nikki went all the way to Moldova and she got Justin, which a lot of people think he looks great. But I was like, well, does he look great? What does he really look like? He's had all this surgery done.
You can tell he's had surgery. And I don't know who in the world did her surgery, but her butt and hip looks.
She went to
all I see is cellulite. That's all I see.
She went to the same place Jasmine did.
Oh, you know what? Nikki posted on her story today or yesterday, the doctor who did her surgery, he's disbarred, and apparently he was high on methamphetamines during her surgery. She posted like the news story. He's actually been disbarred.
Because all this shit about being on botched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's actually not a doctor anymore. I don't know if he went to jail or I don't know what happened like beyond that, but he's disbarred. He cannot practice being a doctor anymore. And it was proven that he was high on meth when he was doing her surgery, which is super scary because she could be dead at this point. Like, that person was under the influence of an extremely strong substance. Like, the fact that she made it out alive is a blessing.
But
because that man didn't know what he was.
Her up. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not trying to be horrible, but she doesn't look good, and I think we can all see that.
So
and
she was a lot prettier when they first started dating, in my opinion.
She brought that up on the show. She was like, well, when we first got together, you know, she was like, I talked more like a trucker and I didn't have this body. And she was like, you are super comfortable with the way I look. And she's like, well, now you have an issue with it. And he was like, it's more so that you look like a trans actress now.
Porn star.
Right, a trans porn star actress now. And he was like, that's more so the issue. He's like, now, like, you're so extreme.
Yeah.
He was like, I just feel like everyone is like, I know she's a trans person. I know she, and it's like in the back of his mind, he's like, do they know? Do they know? And you have to remember, he didn't know.
Yeah.
So he's got to get used to the fact that he's okay with being with her.
But
then other people
didn't know when she looked like a woman. Now she looks, I'm sorry. If I offend somebody, I'm sorry, but I can't help but say she is horribly disfigured, like from head to toe. Her surgeries were not good. Like, she's got whatever's happening in her cheeks. I mean, she just doesn't look good, but she sticks out like a sore thumb. It's no wonder that he's like stressed about it. Trans or not, if she was not trans, born a female, is still a female, she still doesn't look okay. She looks very unhealthy. She looks very fake, very plasticed up, and she sticks out like a sore thumb. In Moldova, in the United States, it doesn't matter where she goes, she's still going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. You can look at her. She's just a walking plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I wanted to correct something. Judy said that you can't be disbarred from medicine. You're right. That's the legal. Whatever it is where you can't practice medicine anymore. That's the wrong term. I don't know what the term is, but basically disbarred version, but the medicine version. Like, he can't practice. Like, if he was to go, like, be released from jail or whatever, he still can't go and do that. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
I don't know what that word is. Can't think of it. But anyway, yeah. I think that so Nikki had a point where she was like, well, what do you care about these people if you're going to leave? So how do you feel about that? Because if he's going to move to America, why does he feel so strongly about the opinions of the Moldovan people? Why does he feel like it's important? Because he said, I have to live with these people, as though it's not really making it seem like he's going to really move to America. Because if you have to live with these people, you have no plans to move to America. And then that made me think even deeper, because I was like, well, if she's giving him money every month, he gets an allowance, he gets free plastic surgery, he gets Botox, he gets whatever he needs. He's driving a Beamer that I'm pretty sure she paid for. Like, what is the incentive for him to move to America? Because isn't his life just great the way it is? Because if he gets to America, she might actually want him to work. So, like, wouldn't it be more smart for him to keep the situation how it is? Like, what is moving going to benefit him by? Like, I don't understand the reason for him to leave Moldova. He has his life is set, because whatever money she's sending him there, I'm pretty sure our money is worth a lot more in their money. So he's living his best life, right?
Yeah, I don't think he is okay with dating her, to be honest. I don't think he is. I think he's saying that she's sending him this huge allowance. He's getting anything and everything he wants. He's living the best life ever. So he's just painting this this picture that he's wanting to come over here. And if he does wind up coming over here, it's more likely just going to be for the green card.
Yeah.
Because you can tell he don't want to have a relationship with her. You can tell.
Yeah. The whole time they were at that table together, he was looking over his shoulder, and he was like, he looked so nervous. And he's like, I just don't want people to think or know that I'm with the transfer. And I was like, well, if you don't, then we went through this with Christian. Like, if you can't handle how people react to something that you're doing, you're not ready to do it. Exactly. And it's like, I'm not saying that he doesn't love her, which I'm not convinced. But like, I'm not saying that he doesn't.
But one comment that he made when he was loading her suitcases, and it was so heavy, he said, I hope there's lots of presents in here.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what he's used to. It reminded me of, do you guys remember Stephanie Davidson? She had whatever that boy's name from the island, and she was bringing him watches and belts, Gucci belts. And if she didn't show up with presents, he didn't want her to come. And I feel like that's how Justin is. Like, as long as she's giving him an allowance, she's bringing him presents, she's buying him everything, she's paying for nose jobs, he's cool with the relationship, because I don't think he has any real intention of leaving Moldova. I don't. I feel like he likes the way the situation is now, because if he really wanted to go to America, he could have did it on the first K1. This is the second one, and we're like 17 years later. Like, I feel like if he really wanted to go to America, I think that when he sparked up the relationship the second time, and he started talking to Nikki again, he realized that he was opening a door for money, for support. And I think Nikki wants this to turn into something more, but he's fine with exactly what's going on right now. Like, honestly, so would I. Like, this is the best version of life for him. He's in Moldova. You know, because he's like, oh, well, it's been 9 months since I've kissed anyone. And then I was like, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Like, honestly, I don't buy that. You had all this surgery to look the way you do, and you mean to tell me you're just sitting in your house, not talking to nobody, not doing nothing? I don't buy it. There's no chance. This is the best version of life for him. He gets to stay in Moldova, sleep with anybody he wants to, and spend Nikki's money. This is the best version of it for him. There's no chance that he's going to change that.
And she thinks that he's secretly talking to someone else or secretly with someone else. Who cares? I mean, obviously we all think that, but it's not that, girl. It's that he's embarrassed to be seen with you in public or anywhere for that matter. He's embarrassed. And now you threw his ass on TV, international TV at that. Yeah, it's awful. It is awful.
Yeah, that's probably another reason why we're seeing some new folks, because that's probably fixing to end as well.
Yeah, I think that one's going to end, because we all know that when she comes back from there, she's got criminal charges to deal with. So maybe that.
I have another thing, because she's sending him all this money, but she has all these issues like going on in the U.S. Where's the money coming from? Like, I was so confused by that.
Probably
because
from her $70,000 payout she got.
That's true, because I was like, all this work and he gets an allowance. Like, it made it seem like she's living this crazy lavish lifestyle. But then all of this stuff came out, and I'm like, so where was the money coming from? Because it sounds like, because she wasn't paying her rent and she's got all these issues. And I'm like, if you can't pay your own bills, there's no way that you can be sending other people money to pay for their bills, right? Like, that's crazy. Oh yeah, and Judy's like, why would he prefer to take her out in the daytime and instead of night? So apparently in Moldova, the nightlife is more live. There's more people out, and I guess during the day it's for a more tame, calm, mature crowd. So the
And the way
younger
she dresses
people,
and acts.
yes,
Yep.
yeah. So the younger people are out at night. People who would be able to spot something and notice something would be out at night. And Nikki's like, oh well, he's probably got a girlfriend from the nightlife. And I was like, no, I don't think that's it. I don't think. I mean, I know that he's messing around with different women.
Yeah.
You know, if
Oh
you
yeah,
put
definitely.
that much money and time into the way you look, and he goes to the gym, and I think his picture when he came on the screen, he was like flexing a muscle. Like, come on.
Yep.
You mean to tell me you're just sitting around waiting on one woman?
Yeah.
There's no
No.
chance. Like, you go to the gym 7 times a week, you're talking to people, okay? Like, if you think you're that beautiful, okay, there's no way that you're just waiting around for one woman. He's probably got, let's be real, how many sugar mamas do we think Justin has?
Oh, probably many.
Do you think
Yeah.
they're all American, or do you think there's a couple Moldovan sugar
But
mamas?
also,
Like,
how many sugar daddies do we think she has? The friend said she always had sugar daddies. She's never been the sugar mama.
Well,
So
we know that
has the sugar.
we know that she's had some older ones, because remember what she said in the airport, that he kisses like an 80-year-old man.
yeah.
Yep.
That's a very telling statement, because how the hell would you know, right? That's a very telling statement.
Exactly.
So she's been involved with some 80-year-old men, and you know, we saw the posts online, the escort posts and stuff. So you know, 80-year-old men have money. You know, 80-year-old men have money too. So it is what it is. We know what's going on there. So it's like, who's scamming who, right? Because that was my first question. I was like, who's scamming who? Is Justin scamming Nikki, or is Nikki scamming Justin, or are they scamming each other? You know, like, I was like, who's scamming who here?
He's a safe.
She's scamming her. She's scamming her. Her rich old folks, old men. He's scamming her and other women on top of that, because I'm pretty sure he's talking to people online as well.
Oh yeah, right? Because he said he's a personal trainer. He drives a BMW. Like, I don't know. I know overseas, because I talked to some friends overseas, and they were like, oh, well, in Germany, like, there's only 2 types of cars.
Yeah.
Like, in certain countries, there's like BMWs and Mercedes. Those are the only 2 cars they have. And I was like, oh, well, over here, those are nice.
Yeah.
But they were like, well, over there, that's just a car. So I have to remember that. So when I saw he was driving a Beamer, I was like, well, that doesn't necessarily mean he's like elite. Because in some countries, like, they only drive BMWs and Mercedes or whatever, or Audis. You know, that's just only, they don't have Hondas over there. They don't have Toyotas.
Right.
That's just, so I was like, I can't just say he's like scamming because he drives that, but it's very peculiar to me. And then when I saw the way he was living and how he was dressing, I was like, this man has no reason to uproot his life to go to America. His life is just fine the way it is. If he wants to visit America, that's one thing. He has no reason to come over here. I don't think that he's a hard worker. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think that he's gonna come over here and work his ass off. I think he would come over here and try to be a model.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like he's not a hard worker, and he can do that anywhere.
Yep. I also love how he's getting dressed, and he says, I want to put some color. And he literally ties a tan sweatshirt around his neck.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I saw that. I mean, he added some color to that, right? I mean,
sure.
So
and
wait,
then
Donna.
shoes on for her to step on his shoes, because that's what she likes. And then bought a brand new rug to put in the front of the door that says "Welcome." That he only wants her to step on the first time.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why you changing rugs? Yeah. Like, why you changing stuff?
Because the other one has heel marks in it from the other ladies.
That struck me as weird too. That was weird. Everything, right? This whole thing is weird to me. Wait, Donna, who do you feel bad for? I'm curious. You feel bad for Nikki? Is that who you're talking about? I'm just curious, because a lot of people feel like a certain type of way about Nikki, so I don't really know. Oh, well, Donna says it's giving her Hampton's rich trust fund boy. I mean, yeah, I do get that feeling from him, but I don't think it's because his family is rich. I think it's because he's just a scammer, right? Like, I just feel like when you have that face and you paid for that face, you know, you can make money off of that face. And he never said that he was a model or an actor or whatever, which is also strikingly strange to me. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like he could do either of those things, but that's where I got to my realization. I don't think he's a hard worker, because I was like, he could easily make money like working or modeling or commercials, print work. He looks like somebody out of a cologne ad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no way, if he really wanted to make his own money, he could. I just don't feel like he wants to, because it's easier for him to get it from somebody else.
I don't know. They're a shit show, and I don't think they're gonna make it to the end.
Yeah.
Nah, I think that Nikki.
I'm not convinced that either anybody is going to make it to the end.
Wait,
not even Jasmine and Gino.
Feels bad for Nikki.
You feel bad for Nikki? Can you elaborate on that a little bit? I'm just curious. I just want to know, like, your perspective on that.
Yeah.
Because people on Twitter don't. Like, people on Twitter are pissed off. They're pissed off from episode 1 when she didn't tell Justin what was going on. Like, people still haven't gotten over that. So I'm kind of curious, like, how you got to that, because I want to see your perspective, because some people look at it as whatever happens from this, you know, she put herself in that situation. Yeah. So I love to hear other perspectives on that, though, because but when we learn more about Justin too, I feel like there's not a lot of innocent parties here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm learning about him. When I heard that he was getting an allowance and she was paying for everything, that really opened my eyes a little bit. Oh, because she's so insecure. She's another Brandon holding on to anything she thinks is love. Sad.
I mean, that's obviously your opinion, more than welcome here, but I don't think that's true at all. I don't think she's insecure. I think she's exactly what she wants to be. I mean, I realize that people that are insecure do things like the dramatic surgeries and stuff. But I think that she has so much attention coming her way from sugar daddies and people online that she feels very secure with herself now, and is using it against Justin, or I don't know if you'd say against him or for her benefit, but I don't feel bad for her. I'm sorry, but I do not.
I do think she wants to be in love. I'm gonna throw that out there. I think she wants to be in love because, you know, she could continue doing what she's doing, you know, and she's putting a little effort into this Justin guy. She's been sending him money every month. So like, I agree.
She's not, though. She's just not. This is a guy from 17 years ago that she just randomly started talking to when her criminal troubles started happening. She bails from the United States, ends up in Moldova. Also, there's a TLC show, so we'll be on that and get a paycheck from it. This is great. That's what I'm seeing. She made the comment, I'm 47 years old, which maybe she is, maybe she isn't. Nobody will ever know, because she could be 150 and have all this surgery, because, like, you just don't know how old she really is. But if she's 47, she doesn't want to settle down. She's got too busy of a life doing her thing. I mean, she has 1.5 million followers on Instagram. Like, this chick has got, she doesn't want to settle down. She wants to live her wild life.
So she wants another million. She wants 2.5 million followers. So that's the motive here is now everyone.
Do you think maybe she's using him because she's in all this trouble?
Yeah.
She just used him to be able to have an excuse to go to Moldova. Absolutely. Thinking that if she went to Moldova or out of the country, that everything back here will be like, it'll cease, like they won't want to go after her no more.
What I told George last week, I said it seems fishy to me that, I mean, we see the dates of these criminal charges and the court cases approaching and what she did. Doesn't it seem funny to you that she dates this guy, they have a horrible breakup, now she's got these criminal charges coming, and she's kind of in panic mode. So she just randomly starts talking to him again. I never stopped loving you, yada, yada, yada. I'd like to come and see you. I'll plan a trip. Boom, I'm out. When it's 90 Day Fiance, everybody comes to America on the OG. They're coming to America to
Yeah.
get their green card. Why is she splitting? Like, I
Yeah,
get where
she's
gotta
using the comment that she wants to go over there to make sure that it's going to work. Well, then
Right.
why are they on the show?
Yep.
Well,
So you'll
yeah,
see
that
work in your
seemed-
90 days.
yeah,
There's something
because
not lining up.
she said, she's like, I want to make sure that this is gonna work and he's gonna be able to be supportive and support me. And I was like, that's a chance that you're gonna take, because once he gets over here, he can't support you. Like
Yep.
that's a chance you have to take. Like, she's like, I want to make sure this is gonna work. And I was like, well, isn't that what all people want to know before they get married? And then you just have to take a chance.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Like, there's no way for you to go over and talk to someone and you're going to be 100% sure. Ask any bride or groom on their wedding day if they're 100% sure they're doing the right thing. They will all say, I am not 100% sure. I think I am, but I'm not 100%, because you'll never know. And to this day, they still don't know.
Right.
You wake up one day and you see this person in your house and you're like, what the hell was I thinking about? Like, you still don't know. Like, it's literally a chance that it's like going to the casino and putting it all on one damn table. That's what you're doing. And you just hope this person doesn't turn out to be a complete douchebag. That's just what you hope. You don't have to, you can fly anywhere in the world. You're never going to leave with 100% surety that you're making the right decision. And I think you nailed that, because you were like, well, why the hell are you going over there just to be sure? Even if he came here, everything, you'll never be sure. That's why divorce exists. We'll never be sure.
When she goes over there, he's going to act like everything's going to be okay just to be able to come to America.
Right. But isn't it funny that they didn't talk for so many years, and as these criminal charges are starting, she heads over there on a show where everybody heads here? Something doesn't line up.
Well,
the math ain't nothing.
We're gonna have to look into the requirements, because Judy says you can't get a green card if you have fraud on your record. But okay, Judy, so wait, that fraud case was in July. So let's hypothetically, it might have already been approved. So technically, if the K1 was approved and this happened afterward, they can't revoke your K1, because if it was already activated. But
possibly they can get her for fraud.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have even doing it under fraudulent activity.
Yep, fraudulent pretense.
But if he's already here, they can't make him leave.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
immigration can do whatever they want to do.
And then she'll get...
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, and then she'll get in more trouble for...
Well, yeah, you don't want to defraud anybody in the federal government, okay? Like, that's just... Don't do that. Like, those are the people you don't want to mess with. But I do know, if you have something on your background, that is very that's very scrutinized when you do these immigration visa applications.
Unless she's they doing it with the application with someone else's name.
Could be.
What do you mean?
She has a couple of names.
Or I wouldn't be surprised if her friend wasn't putting the applications in her name. Making it look like she's the one bringing him over here. But in reality, Nikki's the one bringing him.
But wouldn't the show expose that for fraud? Because, I don't know, that doesn't seem smart. Because if that's true, when she goes on the show, any immigration officer will be able to tell, because when you apply, you have to take pictures of yourself and your ID. They would know that the person on the show with Justin is not the person on the application, wouldn't they? Like, that's pretty standard to determine that they're not. Yeah, you have to have pictures.
The math ain't mathing. Something ain't right. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you, Donna. I am over the influencers and the models and the cloud chasers on the show. Like, when can we just get Nicole and Azan and Danielle and Muhammad and Eve and Muhammad? I just want the normal people who aren't Instagram famous, who are in a relationship. I don't need manufactured drama. I am so sick of TLC manufacturing drama for us. I miss it when it was just regular people in weird relationships and we could just watch it. That's what I liked. That's what got me hooked. I just wanted to watch two people who really didn't belong together pretend like they were going to make it work. That was really entertaining for me. And it's like, now we get like Sophie and Rob, two people who are both social media influencers who don't work, you know, who say that they're in a relationship, but we don't even think they really were. You know, like this is what we're getting now. And it's like, it's getting old. Like, go back to the roots and get us some real people. Like when you put on a casting call, if the person is already verified or if the person is already got like 100,000 followers, just deny them.
Yep.
Okay. They're
Yep.
fake. They're fake because back in the day, the people when they joined Instagram, it was right before the show started because they weren't even on it. Like now, they're already on Instagram. They already have 150,000 followers. They're on the show for one reason, because it's a nationally televised show and they want to build up something.
Yep.
That's all it is. They want to build up a following. They want to start singing. They want to be in a movie. This is all we're getting now, and they need to be a little more careful with how they're letting people get through. And it's like, I bet you any money, Nikki Exotica was casted because she had 1.4 million followers and she had all this extra drama outside of the show, because I think TLC is looking at that as free ratings. Yeah. That's why they casted her. They knew that we were going to find out. They weren't fazed by it because they knew that it was going to cause drama.
Yeah. I need to look more into it, but it says a previous conviction can disqualify you from being able to sponsor someone for a green card. But I need to do a little bit more research into it and see what all it means.
No, I still think that her friend is either the one sponsoring, or her friend is acting like she's the one bringing him over here.
Well, that would be worse, because then the fraud would be on TV. Well, I think that TLC would check to see if they have a K1 visa application. Like, I would assume that you would have to prove that your application is in process to begin filming. I was told that they won't film with you until you can have like a submission date of your application, and then there's like a updated status timeline. You have to send all of that into them in order to get on the show. Like, you can't just say you have a K1 visa and you never really applied for one. Pretty sure it has to be some proof.
I mean, I don't know. Look at Angela and Michael.
Angela did apply for a K1
but she turned around and stopped it before it even.
Well, yeah, but the reason they started filming with her is because she could prove that she did have an application in process. She did cancel it, but that she did have one in process. I think that's I mean, unless you're on like before the 90 days, you know, or the other way, you know, those are different. Like, especially before the 90 days, you don't even really have to have anything. You just have to prove that y'all are like for real together or talking. Like, that one is a little easier to get on because it's like a new relationship and it's before you even meet them. But 90 Day Fiance, that one, technically, when they start filming with you, the person should be like within 2 months of arriving. That's how the premise of the show is.
So if the more serious the crime, obviously, the less likely you are to be approved as a sponsor. If you've been convicted of a felony, for example, it may be more difficult to get the USCIS to approve your I-130 petition than it would be if you were convicted of a misdemeanor. So if you have a misdemeanor on your background, you can apply to have it waived, but a felony is different. So I don't know.
What we do know is her prior conviction was a misdemeanor. The one before. But we
don't know what happened in August. We don't know what
right. That's still in proceedings, is what somebody said. It's still going through the process. They haven't ruled anything. So technically, would that show up if it's still in process?
I don't know, but for medical fraud, that seems like it's going to be pretty hefty. I think that would be enough to disqualify anyone.
Well, somebody said fraud, period.
Yeah.
In any form.
Yep. Because
you're convincing the government to let you bring someone over here, and then, you know, because what if you're bringing them over here and they're going to do fraud with you?
Yeah.
You know, like, it makes you look at the application way more closely.
But also, are you trying to defraud them? You know, I mean, it's going to be. I don't think he's getting over here, honestly.
So even if they tried to make it work, you think it's going to get denied?
I don't think they're going to they'll be able to try to make it work, but I still think it'll get denied either way, even if they want to.
Interesting.
I
don't know. I
think
mean,
so. This is all for show. It's bullshit.
yeah, I know, right? Like, people are saying they're probably in it together. They're in on this together. It's like a thing. Who knows? At this point, with TLC,
Possibility.
Nikki, Razvan, Sarper, his mannequin, Kim, the brother in India, everyone is out for exposure. Okay, yeah. Especially Sharper and Shekinah, like, don't even get me started on them. Like, they want their own show, and you can tell. Like, you can tell that's where this is going. So, who knows? But that's it. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. We went over, but this was a good conversation. I feel like we kept it on subject, which is good. But it was a good conversation. But we're gonna come back tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about The Other Way. And then Tuesday, we'll be back to talk about The Last Resort. I think there's only 2 episodes left. So this Tuesday and next Tuesday. And then next Tuesday, next Monday, we're going to know who walks away with who. So,
and then we never have to see Angela again.
Yeah, we're going to be done. I think with everybody. Well, no, that's a lie, because Jovi and Yara are coming back.
Yeah.
So no, that's a lie. And actually, maybe Kalani and Asuelo will be gone, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be gone except for Yara and Jovi.
And Ed and Liz. We know they're married.
Well, from what I hear, they're no longer together.
I also heard that. I can't say where, but I also heard that. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So we will see
but
if that's true.
But
I heard it from a very reliable source as well. So.
But their wedding was filmed, so we know that they'll be on at least one more season of something.
Yeah.
Well, I also heard that the only reason that their wedding was staged by TLC.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, I could see that. They do whatever TLC wants them to do as long as the zeros and the commas are right.
Yep.
I can see it.
So
we'll probably see them get married, but I don't know how much we'll see them after that, which is good, right? I feel like the overuse of people is what's really causing a lot of us to be disinterested. So if we can move forward and have new people and new faces and new issues and new drama, I'm all for it. I'm good.
It's like exciting. It's exciting. Like when this one started, all these new people was very exciting, and then they dropped Jasmine and Gino in there, and it's like,
oh well, yeah, they're always gonna throw something there.
I know, it's just awful. It's awful.
Yeah, I think I don't have like a issue with Gino and Jasmine. They've just been so overly saturated, so much. It's really getting to the point where I need a break from them. I dislike the drama, but it's just too much, too soon, too saturated. Like, give us like 2 shows of them free, you know?
Too repetitive. It's the same shit. She's crying all the time, and he's surprised all the time.
Yeah.
Like, traumatizing us with the kissing, the laughing, the sexual, like everything that comes out their mouth or her mouth is sex, 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 sex. And everything that comes out of his mouth is she wants more money.
Yep. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's very repetitive. We just want something new, and hopefully we'll get it. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. So we'll be back tomorrow night with The Other Way, and then Tuesday with The Last Resort. Make sure you're following my co-host Cara and Didi. They're tagged in this video. Thank you for watching and staying up late with us. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms at George Mossey, georgemossey.com. Anywhere you get your podcast or stream your music, type in The George Mossey Show. And we will talk to all of you guys really soon. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.